Drop a like within the next 5 seconds to make lots of money and have good luck in 2021. I wouldn't risk it. Welcome back, Plug Nation. Today we got a lot of 2K22 information from people that work at 2K themselves. So you already know I don't like to waste any time. Whatever you got to do, make sure that like button is blue. Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's get into the news. So Solo DF made a very interesting tweet. I don't see people talking about this. He said, which 2K had the best parks ever? I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below. Not necessarily the best game, but which 2K had the best park of all time. Now, 2K Intel posted this on Twitter, and I believe it was the first look at a My Team card. This is one of the pre-order bonuses you get for getting 2K22. And that is the card art that you're going to be seeing for, I think that's the free agent cards. I'm just now getting into My Team if you guys are following me on Twitter and stuff. I really like My Team. I used to play it a lot when I was a kid, and I'm honestly enjoying it when I play it now. So here's another screenshot of what you get for pre-ordering the game. And I think it's very interesting that 2K will give you all these pre-order bonuses and all that, but we still have yet to see the game. Remember, I told you guys, based on history, we should already have the gameplay trailer, but they've switched it up this year. As you guys know, they've changed up a lot of things. What time they dropped the information, what days, all that type of stuff. Now, yesterday, 2K had an event in China or Japan or something like that for 2K22, and we got some gigantic information about the gameplay itself. So I'm gonna roll it here, let you guys listen to it. Let's get into it.
All right, the bread and butter, as we all know, of any NBA 2K experience is the gameplay. It's the basketball. It's why you buy the game. NBA 2K22 takes huge steps to making that experience better than ever, with a very sharp focus on offense and defense, and making those components more skill-based and less random animation-based. We've made NBA 2K22 both the most accessible and the most enjoyable NBA 2K experience to date. Users are going to have complete control over layups and dunks and those mechanics. In previous years, you would kind of run towards the basket, you'd press, the shoot button, and something would happen. This year, you have control over the outcome, the animation, and that's something that, while it may sound like there is complexity added to it, it's really not. It puts the control in your hands. You feel good when you make it. You understand when you miss. And we think our fans are gonna love it, and we know they are, because probably the mode that most of you play, that most everyone plays, is our My Career mode. It is our narrative-driven experience that allows you to, effectively go from rags to riches, to go from high school to the NBA. In NBA 2K22, it is back, and it is bigger than ever in many different ways. On the next-gen consoles, My Career is completely integrated with the city. And what does that mean? I would say in previous years, My Career was kind of akin to a movie. You would start it, you would get a 5-minute sequence, and you would just go play games, and you'd eventually get more sequences. This year, like I said, it's completely integrated. You are going to have an intro, and right away your player is running around the city. He's talking to agents, he's talking to his best friend, coaches. It's very RPG-like. You are experiencing this rise to fame in the city that you live in. It's a really cool feeling, and it's a really big evolution for sports video games. Our current gen consoles, because again, we're really making 2 games this year. We're making a brand new next gen experience for our next gen consoles and those users. And we're doing the same thing for current gen. Current gen also has a fully rich narrative that people will enjoy in a more traditional theme. You're on the boat, which we talked about earlier, and you're getting the full My Career experience in a way that you've been experiencing for many years. So no matter which version of the game you purchase, you're getting a brand new experience that we know you're going.
All right, that was a lot of information, but the first one though is very important to a lot of people because they complain every single year about animations in 2K. Well, apparently now you're actually able to control those animations and do what you want when you're driving to the basket and other things. Now, what I'm thinking is it gonna be like some sort of skate game? You know how like on skate, you have to flick the stick a certain way to do a kick flip, flick it a certain way to do a heel flip, laser flip, all that type of stuff. Yes, I've been playing Skate 3 a lot if you haven't noticed. But is it gonna be like that where you aim it a certain way on your stick to do animations? I don't know, because that's what it definitely sounds like to me. You're not gonna be able to just go to the basket, hold the trigger some way, or just hold right trigger and X, and it's going to give you a different animation exactly what you want every time, like it just reads your brain, right? So it's got to be some type of mapped control system or something. I don't know how it's going to go, but then he talks about My Career, and he's saying how it's very integrated with the city and blah, blah, blah. And it was kind of already like that on 2K21 next gen. But the way that he talked about 2K22 current gen was just like, oh yeah, it's on there. You guys will still be having fun. So if you're a My Career player, you might want to get 2K22 next gen over current gen, because that's what it sounded like was better. I mean, I don't know, maybe he just wasn't allowed to talk about it or anything like that, but let me know how you guys feel about the information that you just got. So another thing was at the Japan or China trade, whatever, I don't even know what they did yesterday, but we got some really good information, right? Actual news from people that work at 2K. Well, in this, they announced a cover athlete. I think his name is Rui. Is that how you say it? Rui? And that's going to be their cover athlete over there in China or Japan or whatever. And in that, we got a tiny glimpse of 2K22 gameplay. So I'm just going to go ahead and roll that and talk over this one. All right, so it starts out with him getting drafted to the Wizards. Then they're going to show a few highlights. You know, they're trying to hype it up. They're trying to make it look cool. And then boom, they show a tiny bit of gameplay, which I'm also going to copy paste and then put the last little section in slow motion just so you can look at it one more time. But it's pretty easy to see. It's only like literally 3 seconds. It's one dunk, and that's our first 2K22 gameplay look of the game. Like, actually our first one, and the game is coming out in 29 days. I don't know what 2K is doing this year, but they are smart, bro. They are smart. You might be saying, Badge Plug, what are you talking about? Blah, blah, blah. They're smart, bro. They got people on edge, and they're thinking the same thing right now. Like, right now, you might be mad at me. They're like, oh, no way. No, I'm not buying the game. Then boom, they're going to drop that trailer, and all those people are going to change their mind and buy the game. Then they're going to give you more information, and those people who were on the edge are now going to buy the game. You see what I'm saying? They get people every year. They get people every single year. You know what I'm saying? So that's their business model for this year. They think that's going to work, and that's what they're going with. But when are we going to get the next 2K22 news? Now, I posted on Twitter last night because I seen something very interesting while looking down 2K's Twitter. They posted 3 My Player screenshots last night on their Twitter. I'm not going to show you that because you probably don't care. Not My Player, you know what I'm saying? NBA screenshots of NBA players and their overalls and stuff like that. Well, the last time that they did that, they dropped 2 screenshots of NBA players, which, the number doesn't really matter, whatever they dropped. But right after that, their very next tweet was the tweet that was the gameplay block with the cruise ship and matchmaking and telling us about the seasons and all that type of stuff. So maybe if you go from what they just did like 2 or 3 weeks ago, we're going to get that news soon. I have no idea. I'm still not doing any plug predictions because really 2K has got me for a loop. Like, if I would have gave a plug prediction for this week and they didn't drop news and it was my first wrong plug prediction, I would have been pretty mad. So I just want to sit back in the sidelines, give you guys, hey, maybe they might do this because they did it last time. I'm not going to make any plug predictions though, because I don't know what 2K is doing this year, man. They're on a completely different level of saying, nah, just buy the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, we really have never had no gameplay at this point in the year, 29 days before release. But oddly enough, they gave us information they usually don't give, like with the seasons and matchmaking and all that stuff, way earlier than they usually do. So I'm really confused, but we have official 2K22 gameplay news. We have where you can control everything, blah, blah, blah. So we're probably going to hear that again, by the way. There's no way that 2K only dropped that for them and they're not going to talk about it for us. So most likely the next thing is going to talk about that. It's going to have other stuff in it as well, probably. But that is going to be a part of their segment which they release. So don't be like, oh, Badge Plug, we already seen this. They got to show us too, you know, because they know that there's a very low % of people that are buying their game that have seen that because they were just showing it to one little region of the world. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not sure when it's going to be, but if I was to make a very good guess, like I told you with the screenshots of the NBA players, and then right after that they dropped the gameplay blog. Now that they've gave us gameplay information and they were willing to talk about it in Japan or China, it's probably coming very, very soon. I just don't know. I really don't know. 2K's got a whole different schedule this year. So I want you guys to let me know how you feel about what you heard in that video. Being able to control your animations. Now, remember, 2K could be on some cap god timing. So don't be like, oh, Badge Plug, I just got 2K22 and you told me that you can control animations. I'm literally just showing you what is said from an actual person that works at 2K. If it's not like that, you can't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying? I'm just out here giving you the news. So anyway, it's your boy Badge Plug. You have been plugged in. Make sure to drop a like if you haven't yet. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. By the way, I'm going to be doing more 2K22 giveaways. I've only got one more guy to give the game that's won all of them. I've gave away like 5 copies already. I literally have gave away 4 or 5 copies of 2K22, and I still have not bought the game yet for myself. So I do need to do that soon. Let me know if you guys have pre-ordered the game yet or not. What game you're going to play it on? Are you going to play 22 current gen or next gen or both? Let me know, and I'm out. Peace.